Welcome back, everybody. Now, the Dante Quartet is one of the ensembles in the United Kingdom known for its imaginative programming and impassioned performances. The group is made up of violinists Zoe Beyers and Ian Watson, violist Carol Ella, and cellist Richard Jenkinson. The outfit will wow South Africans music lovers with their scintillating strings at the Linder Auditorium. Join us now this morning to tell us more about tomorrow's performance. A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome.
Morning.
Thank you. Morning.
Great stuff. It's an absolute pleasure having you on the show this morning. I'm going to start with you, Zoe. Just what makes Dante Quartet so unique?
Well, I think we bring an energy to our performances that is really sincere and really vibrant, because we love talking to our audiences, we love communicating all sorts of music. We don't just play the standard quartet repertoire, which of course is at the heart of what we do, but we do loads of other types of music as well.
And I think I saw that vibrancy in the last performance you had. It just threw me into a trance. It was absolutely stunning. Very, very beautiful.
Thank
now,
you.
Ian, what is the inspiration behind Beethoven's first Razumovsky quartet?
Well, I think it's probably something that Richard knows a lot about. He's much more informed than Beethoven. Dr. Richard Jenkinson.
Go for it.
So, the first Razumovsky quartet is the seventh of Beethoven's quartets. It comes in the middle period of his output, and it's the scale of the piece is rather bigger than anything he'd written before. Indeed, anything bigger than anything written for the string quartet prior to that time. It was commissioned by Count Razumovsky. He was a Russian aristocrat who was living in Vienna at the time. One of the conditions of Beethoven's commission was that he had to put a Russian theme into each of the three quartets, the Razumovsky quartets. In this particular instance, it comes in the last movement. But Beethoven explores all the range of emotions in this first Razumovsky quartet, and he goes through the pain of the slow movement to the playfulness of the scherzo. And I say there's these huge sort of bookends of this first movement, which is in sonata form, and the last movement, which I mentioned earlier, which has got the Russian theme in it.
Now, Dr. Richard, how does Dante Quartet then tap into Razumovsky, and just give it a more fresh and contemporary flavour?
Well, the wonderful thing about playing with this amazing group of people is the spontaneity that each of the members brings. It's really, really special, and it's almost like we're recomposing the music each time we play it. So there's a freshness to each performance.
Yes.
Now, of course, we're not recomposing the music. We're playing exactly what Beethoven wrote, but the players get on so well, and there's this wonderful trust that we have, which comes out in the performance, which makes them really fresh, energetic, a bit like the Haydn you just heard. Every performance we give is different, exciting, vibrant for the audience. So there's something different every time we play. Right.
Now, Carol, I want to rope you in. I mean, as we've just heard Dr. Richard saying that, each and every performance, you guys inject a fresh dynamism in each and every performance. So what should we look forward to in today's performance at the Linder Auditorium?
Well, I think maybe possibly hearing some music that you wouldn't expect.
Right.
Music that if you have been to quartet concerts before, you may not have heard. Certainly if you haven't, you won't have, because you haven't been. But yeah, it should be quite a diverse programme. We've got some things from all over the world, a little thing from my home country, some things. Yeah, we've been playing on this tour, some music from Sweden and Brazil and Hungary and Germany, so yeah.
Now, Ian, since you've been performing in so many countries so far, how do you feel that in each country and in each audience consumes your music? Do you think that they consume or listen to your music differently from the other countries?
I think every country has its own way of listening to music. Sure. And I think South Africa, we found a very warm response from South Africa.
Yeah.
Right. And your thoughts?
Oh, best audiences ever.
Best audience, right?
Well, I would say that because I'm originally South African.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been living in the UK for a long time, but coming home is just the best feeling.
Indeed. And how does Carol Shaw's music use rhythm to create, a unique and interesting soundscape?
Well, Caroline Shaw she's a living composer lady in the United States at the moment, and she uses tiny elements of music. You think of like atoms of music, and she builds them up into these amazing sound and rhythmic patterns, and I think it's really interesting to listen to, especially with your eyes closed, because it allows your mind just to build your own picture of the music.
What does chamber music mean, and how does it relate to Dante Quartet?
Well, chamber music's quite a broad term. It just means music played in a space, in a room.
Okay.
So you could apply it anywhere. But I think what lies at the heart of the concept is that it's intimate and that you have this connection with the audience and essentially really with each other. So if you think of a massive orchestra on stage, you've got maybe even 100 people playing. That is huge, large scale. This is just the four of us, and we each have a voice, we each have our own input, so it's really very, very personal, and you can really hear our characters and our personalities coming out in how we play and how we relate to each other. There's lots of eye contact, there's lots of jokes, there's lots of moments where we're really like looking at each other and just going with that specific moment, and I think that's what makes audiences come to chamber music.
So basically, your performance on Morning Live could be classified as chamber music.
Definitely, yeah.
Dr. Richard, what makes the Royal Philharmonic Society Award such a prestigious honour?
Well, I mean, obviously being awarded any prize is a real accolade for the group, but this award in the UK is a very special award. It's one that's only given out each year to specific groups, and to have that honour from such a prestigious organisation is obviously very special and something we celebrate, and we'd like to publicise it wherever we go.
Great stuff. All right, lovely chatting to you, and all the best in today's performance at the Linder Auditorium.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us. Well, that was Dante Quartet group members, violinists Zoe Beyers and Ian Watson, Carol Ella on viola, and Dr. Richard Jenkinson on the cello, talking to us about the concert that takes place at the Linder Auditorium tomorrow at 3 p.m.